약간 긴데, but in Korean 기, but in Chinese 스시마시. Okay, gotcha. Okay, 고마워요. And then shall I have your name?
Jenny.
제니 씨. 제니. 그다음에는?
Caroline.
We don't say Caroline. Caroline, and then Korean handsome boy get irritated. So we should say Caroline. Caroline.
Eunice.
Eunice. We don't say Eunice. We say Eunice. 그다음에 징원. 징원 씨. Call me Harry. Call me Harry. I think you better come closer. You guys. Come closer. Behind there. Now I'm gonna introduce you about Korean language. Call me Harry. Call me Harry. Okay. Firstly, I'm gonna say we are very, very lucky you start learning Korean language. Hey, who say that? I didn't say that. I didn't say, but year of 2004, those all language scholars, they say Korean language is #1 in the world. The most idealistic language in the world humans ever made in our world history. The most idealistic language in the world every foreign language has ever dreamed of in our world history. They say they given us very highest compliments, not on Korean handsome boys, but on Korean language. Korean language. Yeah. And we were 35th ranked in the world economy in 2004. But something happened to Korea in 2010. Just 2 years back. I also cannot believe because I've been here in Singapore for 19 years. Means I've been away from Korea for 19 years. And suddenly became 10, 11 ranked in the world economy. And 7, the largest in the world trading. Suddenly jumped up. I don't know, I cannot believe my eyes, but it really jumped up. But I like to trace back to previous days. It was 1998. Oh, welcome, handsome boy. Come in. Shall I have your name?
Marcus.
Marcus. Yeah. Marcus also. If Marcus, you happen to be Korean pretty girl, and then you say I'm Marcus, and then Korean girls get irritated. You should say Marcus, either Marcus. And so Juing, Suting, Anisa, Sushi, Jenny, Caroline, Eunice, Jingwon, Marcus. Korean language easy to pronounce whatever. Sooner I'm gonna explain furthermore. But I like to trace back to 1990. We were 53rd ranked in the world economy. I came to 1993. We were 68th ranked in the world economy. Now I'm gonna say 1998 is like a turning point, milestone for Korean economy, Korean language actually. Here, I wanna say, Marcus, I'm sorry, I'm writing in Chinese. Some Chinese, okay? I think because of Marcus, I cannot write in Chinese. Okay, I'll write in English. Japan was in 1998 top of the tops here in this world. How top? The fifth ranked in the world economy. Considering of its island size, it is top of the tops in the world actually. I still remember. Then what about Korea? Korea was here. Korea, we were 53rd ranked in the world economy. But we are very, very happy actually. A lot of Korean handsome boys came to Singapore for study. And so I taught so many Korean handsome boys actually. Here, I taught so many handsome boys. And I taught them, but since 1998, suddenly, Singapore dollars become very, very steep rising, becoming very, very strong, stronger and stronger. And so Korean handsome boy cannot survive in Singapore. Yes, really. And so once you come to my Facebook, I have so many Korean handsome boys all went to States, to America, to Australia for study. Some more they are now driving, they are driving, rent car, driving, go to university, happy. 선생님, teacher, 여기 많이 써요. You're so 지부한. I cannot say anything. And so I regret if Singapore government a bit give some waiver for those students, they could survive here, but couldn't survive, and so they went home. I still remember. But after 1998, those Korean handsome boy, they really enjoy staying here in Singapore. I still remember. And still Japan, going up, and Korea also, going up. But up to 1998, we've been using so-called Chinese mixed Korean language. Chinese mixed Korean language. Up to 1999, all the way we've been using Chinese mixed Korean language. But since 1998, Japanese handsome boys and Korean handsome boys, we had collaboration. Let's build up world best online knowledge database, so-called knowledge database. And you can easily find from Korean portal website naver.com or Naver Japan. You can easily find. Here, we're gonna build up world-class knowledge database. We agreed. But world language scholars, they announced, hey, you Korean handsome boys, don't ever dream to be near to Japanese handsome boy in establishing, building up knowledge database. It is not possible forever. They announced it being impossible. Why? Why they say so? Because we have 5,000 years of Korean history. 5,000 years of Korean history. And Japan, they had been attacked by foreign power only twice. But what about Korea? How many times? Can you guess how many times during the 5,000 years of Korean history? Don't be surprised. 700 times.
Wow.
But this one is disastrous foreign attack. Very, very disastrous. Means almost gone with the wind. And then they say, inclusive of small foreign attack, 3,000 times. This Korean peninsula, very easy. It is totally surrounded by superpower. Superpower by what? By China. China and Russia, Japan. How big China was those days? Even now, how big it is? When there's a one Korean handsome boy in Japan, they got 2.5 Japanese handsome boys. Physically, Korean handsome boy cannot compete with the Japanese handsome boys at all. Impossible. Actually. How about Chinese handsome boys? How many? How many? Can you guess? 26. 1 to 26. And so Chinese handsome boys, and then Korean handsome boy, no more already. Then so-called Angmo, the Marcus Angmo, the English handsome boy, how many? They got 17. One is 17. And so if Angmo, two Korean handsome boy, also no more. And so Korean handsome boy cannot compete with Japanese, English, or Chinese, whoever cannot compete with anyone. Impossible. But during 5,000 years, 700 times about major foreign attack still survive up to now. And so the most famous historian, Dr. Arnold Toynbee from UK, he pointed out it is miraculous still Korean handsome boys and Korean peninsula still exists here in this world. It is impossible physically, but still exists. Then what made Korean handsome boys still survive up to now? I'm gonna tell, not based on my opinion. Those historians, they say Korean has got very high loyalty, very high loyalty to their king and their superior. I agree. And they got very high respect to our elderly people. Even 1 year elder, elder bro, you're gonna say, Oppa. 1 year elder, we don't call A Marcus, we never say one. Huh? Oh, Oppa, my elder bro. Huh? 점심 사줘, buy me lunch. Become Oppa already, 1 year elder, and then become Oppa already. Feel very responsible. Oh, Oppa 점심 사줘. If you say like that in Korea, and then I say no, I don't say one. 잠깐만. Wait a sec. 야, 돈 좀 꿔줘. 야, let me borrow some money. Oh, that's true. And then 나 돈 없어. I got no money. 좀 꿔줘. 야, just let me $10. 야, $10 어딨냐? Where가 $10? $5. Okay. 야, 가자. Let's go. And then university canteen. And then we have meal together and drinks together and talk. 오빠 안녕, bye. There is a Korean elder bro. And Korean handsome boys has got Jong. Jong means very loyal affection. What is the loyal affection? Simply speaking, once you go to Korea and you happen to meet Korean handsome boys, hey, hello, may I talk to you? I'm so glad to meet you. Let's be friends. Korean handsome boy, 야, 쟤네 영어, they talk in English. 야, 빨리 도망가자. Let's run away from here. They are running away. They try to escape from the place. Then Then what is the best way? 안녕. 만나서 반가워요. Glad to meet you. And 우리 친구예요. Let's be friends. You should talk, approach that way. And then talk. But so most foreign talents, once they go to Korea, they cry. They cannot communicate with Korean handsome boys. Yes. But once they stay longer and longer, minimum 6 months, 3 to 6 months, then they say, when they get back to their home country, and then these foreign talents like you all, they cry double, triple times. Why? They feel very deep, loyal affection from Korean handsome boys. This, simply speaking, Korean girls say, if you cheat Korean handsome boys so many times, if you break promises in so many occasions, still Korean handsome boys with their arms open wide, and they strongly believe your heart will be back. Yes. This is a Korean handsome boy, loyal affection, descended from ancient time as a beautiful virtue, I tell you. And we cherish this. And the most important thing that still Korean handsome boy can survive up to now is we have sharing mind. What is a sharing mind? Japan only 2 times, and so no data damaged. Still their own data, knowledge database is well preserved up to now without any damage. Korean major attack 700 times, and so there's nothing to keep, I tell you, man. All gone already, nothing to keep. That is Korean handsome boy. Can you imagine? Yeah? Nothing to keep. But it means so many times of foreign attack, and so whenever, wherever, we can easily find homeless people, orphans. And so our greeting is, hey, did you eat meal or not? You come, we share, we are sharing. That's why once you go to Korean restaurant, there are a lot of side dishes, all free of charge, right? All free of charge. Why? We are offering. And to my elder brother, Oppa, we don't say my Oppa, we never say. It's not my one. 우리 Oppa, we share one. My father, not my daddy. 나의 아빠 아니에요. No, not my daddy. 우리 아빠, we share one. You can come, you can also belong to us. Even for my husband. Yeah? For my husband, now I'm talking. Not 내 남편, 우리 남편이에요. You can share one. Very ironic, right? But our words, from our talking, we can see those previous history. That is Korean handsome boys thinking way. And as highlighted here, we got nothing to keep because of too many occasions of foreign attack, superpowers attack. And so everybody say, yeah, Korean handsome boy, you cannot try this one, knowledge database building. For what? You are already out already. How many out? They say minimum, this one is minimum, I tell you. Minimum 100 to 150 years behind Japan. Some world language scholars and economists, they say, no, you're wrong. 200 years behind Japan, and so don't ever dream too near to Japan. There is 1990. So more, this time, Japan economic power is 5 times than Korea. Population 2.5 times more than Korea. And so, hopeless, I tell you, hopeless, right? But from here, Korean handsome boys, they did something very weird one. Since 1998, Korean handsome boys start using so-called full scalable internet. How about before then they also used, but from here, most of them they start using internet. While using internet, Korean handsome boy, they start doing online chat dating. I can say Korean handsome boy world best in online chat dating, la 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 la, and then making friends with a lot of girls, la 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 la. Number one, day and night they are doing. How about another one is the online gaming, number one in the world. Day and night, la 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 la, gaming. So in 1998, whenever I see Korean handsome boy, yeah, 뭐해? What are you doing now? No, it goes without saying that all the time, chat dating and gaming. And so I thought there's no hope in Korea anymore. That was my conclusion in 1990. And so I thought in a very few years, Korean economy, Korean culture, whatever, will be plunged down. That was my expectation actually, to speak frankly. Not only that, another interesting thing I witnessed in 1990, Korean handsome boys, they stopped using Chinese characters. They never use Chinese character. Yeah, why don't you use Chinese character? They looked at me, they turn away their eyes. Useless uncle. Outpatient uncle, they turn away. I don't know why, what the heck is going on? Huh? I didn't know. But year of 2004, world language scholars, after their scrutiny and research over all the foreign languages, they announced Korean language is number one in the world. Korean language is the most scientific and systematic language in the world. Be more specific, Korean language is fastest in speed. How fast? I want to know. Please measure it. Compare with the Japanese. Talking speed, how is it? Similar, there's not much difference at all. Then, in what way? In typing, sending SMS, chat dating, sending SMS. How fast? 7 times faster than Japanese. Japanese 1 word, Korean handsome boy 7 word, gone already. 2, 14, 3, 20. Cannot imagine. Almost like skyrocketing or shooting. Cannot imagine one. There is a Korean handsome boy. But all this speed comes subject that Korean handsome boys do not use Chinese, but use only pure Korean language. Such a tremendous speed comes, shoo, shoo, going. And so even the Japanese handsome boy, 5 times strong going economy, 2.5 times more population, still cannot capture one. Already capture here, already what? Already all capture. Korean handsome boy, shoo, going there. Cannot capture, already capture, shoo, going there. Cannot what? 7 times fast. also compare with the Chinese. Eight times faster than Chinese. The Chinese are also hopeless. But luckily, Chinese got 26 handsome boys. And so, Korean handsome boy, and they don't worry. Got 26 in. How about English handsome boy? How fast English language? Very ironic, okay? English handsome boy, they studied all this. They didn't talk, keep silent. But I think Korean language is faster, but we couldn't measure. They didn't talk. Really, I mean that. They didn't talk. We had 2009 and 2012, we had the World Language Alphabet Olympics held consecutively. Korean language became first winner. First winner. How about here? Second one, Greek. Third one, Italian. Here second one, Talus from minority of Indian people. Third one, English. They didn't talk, well, the Japanese, Chinese, they didn't talk. Korean language, flying. Subject that they don't use Chinese. Means Korean handsome boy, they love their home country, Korea, ever so much, and so they use pure Korean language. All bullshit and nonsense. Then why? They wanted enjoy, faster, online chat dating. Want to enjoy online gaming to compete with the world online gamers. And then they only use pure Korean language. You gotta remember. And not only this, but also those world language scholars, they also scrutinized and researched the number of sound every foreign language can produce. Based on them, this Japanese language, they got 50 over consonant vowel with 5 vowels, can produce 300 sounds. 300 sounds. What about Chinese language? They've got millions of Chinese vocabularies. Do you agree? And even a quarter of Chinese vocabulary, you cannot master for your life, I tell you. No, I can master. Oh, nonsense. Impossible. You halfway and then you already collapse. So profound. So profound. How profound China? Still you don't know one. Simply speaking, this is China and Korea, okay? And this one up to 5,000 still survived. This China, 95% is Han race. 95%. How about 5%? There's a 5%. 5% is 55 country races. Right here, 5%. 55. All once 55 country went to China and then already no more already. You see, this is more like a very huge ocean. And so 55 countries people they went and then already cannot see one 5%. That is China. Very huge wave. Very huge wave. You cannot measure one. This is China. So they got tremendous millions of vocabulary, cannot master even a quarter, I tell you. Can produce 400 sounds. And now I'm gonna introduce English language. English language in the year of 2004 they didn't announce, but 2012 this year, just 1 month back, there's a World Language Alphabet Olympic. It was released, saying that 26 consonant vowel is 5 vowel, 21 consonant can produce 300 sounds like Japanese similar. So Japanese, English, Japanese similar. How about Korean language? How many alphabet they got? 24 consonant vowels, 5 vowels, 10 consonant, 14. Oh, so small. So how many sound can produce? Dream. How many sound? Can you guess?
How many sound?
Yeah.
I don't know. 500.
500. Jenny.
I don't know.
Caroline.
700.
700. Marcus.
50.
15.
50.
50. Yeah. Should be like this. 24 and then how can this one 26, this one 50 plus, and then how many? Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. According to world language scholars, only 24 consonant vowel, we can produce 8,700 sounds. That's why world language scholars say the most idealistic language humans have ever made in our world history. The most idealistic language every language has ever dreamed of in our world history. They say, so while those Hangul, those Harvard professor, UK professor, once they indulged in Korean language, and then they had been amazed. Oh, what the hell? Why this Korean language is so small character, and then how come like this? They are amazed, and they say Korean language is really fit into digital modern society, the most fitable to the modern society. Already confirmed what? Even in the Olympic also they say this is Korean language. And so not because Korean handsome boys are smart, but not because Korean handsome boys working harder, but because Korean language is the smartest language in the world. So they are flying now. And not because Korean handsome boys they love their home country Korea ever so much, and so they use the Korean language all nonsense, as I told you. They already realized while they are chatting online gaming without Chinese, they are speed rocketing. And so even we like to piak them, also they won't use Chinese mixed Korean language anymore. We didn't know the reason. So year of 2004, Korean major mass media, they also surrender. They surrender using Chinese mixed Korean language anymore. And so 2004, all Korean mass media, they start using all pure Korean language. Since Korean handsome boys start using pure Korean language, Korean economy skyrocketing. I don't know why. Here, I think here we worked harder, I tell you, man. Here we really work harder. Here, our next generation young star, they are only la playing one. Whenever I see, they only play one, and so impossible to have this economic growth at all. But why all this happening? Because they start using pure Korean language. Then what is the pure Korean language? I'm gonna explain about pure Korean language. Pure Korean language even 5,000 years back, we had the pure Korean language. Those days, we had 38 consonant vowels. We had the 38 consonant vowels. But 500 to 600 years ago, we happened to meet Mr. Lee. 그래서 those days, Mr. Lee's dynasty, all the way, Mr. Lee, all kings. Lee, all the way like that. And this, but out of them, there's one king. His name is, we call him Sejong, King Sejong. Mr. Lee, King Sejong. This guy was exceptionally very humble, very humble king. Exceptionally more like a scholar type. He's more like a scholar. And exceptionally he was very considerate and thoughtful of poor people. What is the poor people? This is dynasty one. There are pure Korean native slaves here. Farmers, merchant, all this. And fishermen, all this. And ordinary people who have the chance to take exams to become government officer. And this one is a so-called minority. Less than a 10% minority. We can say 5%. This minority, they have all the power. There is the dynasty. But this guy, Mr. Lee, he loved these poor people. Those who cannot communicate among themselves, don't know how to write, read. He loved these guys. And so, year of 1443, this Mr. Lee, he announced to our nation in writing, saying that, oh, my very poor people, those who cannot communicate among themselves, cannot make their expression. So he said, Mr. Lee said, so in person, he said, in person, it's not by others, I in person created this simplified 28 consonant vowels for you, my poor people, to learn, read, write, and speak, and can communicate among yourselves without any difficulty. He announced like that. And here, most important fact is that if my poor people learn this simplified Korean alphabet, not in 1 year, not in 1 month, what he wanted is in 1 day. That was his intention. If we learn this Korean, simplified Korean alphabet, you shall be. He said, you shall be. I will make you to be. You shall be of the tops here in this world. He guaranteed in public. My poor people, my slave or wife, all poor people, once you master my simplified Korean alphabet, you shall be top of the tops here in this, he announced. But after his announcement, this ruling power, minority of ruling power, they're very upset. Yeah, Sejong, King, Mr. Lee, you crazy or not? Yeah, if this majority, they know how to read, write, and speak, they know how to communicate among themselves. If they become rebellious against our minority, what are you gonna do? You got idea or not? Very, very angry. And so, since his announcement, this minority stopped burning all the books written in pure Korean. All been burned. And so since year 1443, not by Mr. Lee's intention, but by this minority. Minorities whom? Mr. Lee's loyal family members. Mr. Lee loyal family members and their relatives. High-ranked officers, scholars, all this. They are very, very upset. They are different from Mr. Lee's idea. And so all burnt. And since 1443 up to 1998, those people who knew Chinese characters more had been regarded as intellectual people. Intellectual people all the time. I'm very good at Chinese character. And I already display my score in Courageous School of Yonsei. Top. I all the time use Chinese character. Professor, wow, how come you know all this Chinese? Professor also don't know one. Because professor say, yeah, you're so good at Chinese. And so I without their notice, I all the time one by one, and then show them. Korean handsome boys now skyrocketing. If I ask, yeah, you know this one, they don't even see. They don't even look at me. Useless uncle. Our face now. This is current situation now. Totally different. And they only want easy going. They want easy. And so I thought Korean economy will plunge down. But reversely, now skyrocket. And so from there we become to realize how speedy Korean language is. And you gotta remember all this. And suddenly, as he promised, Mr. Lee promised, since 1998, even though those Korean handsome boys, only enjoy pure Korean language for chat dating and gaming, still skyrocket. Year by year. 18 world ranks jumped up. Here, 24, 25 world ranks jumped up. I cannot imagine it was skyrocketing, going up. Every day, enjoy, going up. What the hell is going on? There is not current situation. And so, now what I want you to understand here, suddenly in 12, 13, 14 years, suddenly so many golden opportunities suddenly emerged in Korea. This is what I highlight to you. This is very important. Even 2004, there's nothing I could offer you. Even 2004, I cannot see anything there. But 2010, those universities in Korea, they come, they also visit me. Harry and they visit me. They suddenly offer free scholarship to the student. You Singaporean boys and girls here or not? They start offering free scholarship. And so some of our students, they went to Korea, free scholarship. 1/3 of their free scholarship, they are some more saving into their personal bank account. And enjoy in Korea. there is a current situation. And not only that, those Korean conglomerate, such as Samsung, Hyundai, LG, SK, or hundreds of Korean conglomerate. This one also, I think I should explain something. 2004, Sony, I'm gonna say, 2004 Sony, and Samsung, how big is it? This Samsung, in 2004 like this. You imagine or not? Wherever go, Sony is number one in the world. Now, comparing the Sony, Samsung. Now 2010 to now, this is Samsung, this is Samsung. Then where is Sony? Like this? No. Sony, Hitachi Sanyo, like this now. This is current situation. I also I cannot believe my eyes. Wait, is it true or not? Yes, true. True or not? True. So more now, Samsung still flying. Flying. Why? Because Samsung handsome is very, very smart one. All nonsense. The why? Korean language is the smartest. And so communication very fast one. How fast? 7 times faster than Japanese. How fast? Still I cannot imagine. I think very simply compare. Now Korean handsome boy, uni student, he complete typing, 4 sheets of paper typing, took 2 hours to submit his report to his professor tomorrow. And so this evening took 2 hours to finish. How about Japanese handsome boy from Waseda, Tokyo Uni, the most brilliant and excellent handsome boy? He cannot submit tomorrow, I tell him. He needs 14 hours what? 7 times slow, and how can finish? Tomorrow also cannot submit. Another day, he needs another day. He needs another day, but in the afternoon also can submit one hour like this. If he's la and then he needs another day. How about Tsinghua or Beijing? The most excellent out of biggest population, most excellent, brilliant, handsome boy from Tsinghua, Beijing Uni. How many hours? He needs 16 hours. Tomorrow also cannot submit. The day after tomorrow also cannot submit. The very next day, and then early morning or 11, and then professor can come. Not because they are not smart, not because they are not working harder, because Korean language is fastest, smartest language in the world. Now we become to realize from here. No wonder. This Japanese handsome boy, Korean handsome boy start building up online knowledge database. And then 2004, Japanese handsome boy, they surrender. We do not want to build up knowledge database anymore. Not because they are not smart, not because they are not working harder. They really work harder. But cannot work. 7 times slow, where that speed there? And so their knowledge database, if you go to neighbor Japan, still stands still, nothing there. Korean knowledge database is since 1998 is being expanded like a Big Bang. Boom! Tremendous bigger. Now I will say Korean online knowledge database is world number 1. Hey teacher, you don't bullshit me. We got Google, Yahoo, MSN. Here I got trillions of knowledge database, what are you talking, man? You may simply ask me. But we do not consider trillions of data here as a data at all. Because we cannot identify whether every single data is reliable or not. We cannot identify. And so that one we don't regard as a data at all. Then how about Korean knowledge database regionally planned with the Japanese handsome boy, but Japanese handsome boy already surrendered. How is it? Every single data got star rates. And so 5-star, the most reliable. 4-star, quite reliable. 3-star, so-so. 2-star, 1-star, no star, I forget it, man. But even 5-star rated, we are considerable number of recommendations given by internet users. A 5-star rated, but only few guys only given 5-star rated. We scared to choose that one. We don't choose actually. At least we need a lot of number of people. They chose and then okay, this one I select. Very detailed classification is given. And so even not typing the classification and then click sub, still you can find the data you are looking for. But this is most important. This makes Korean knowledge database world number 1. Why? Interactive. Teacher, what is the interactive? I know. I'm a uni student or now primary 6. I received a task or homework to submit my report. I like to find the data and then 85% I can find from the searching and then I can find. Oh, remaining 15% I cannot find one. What is this, man? But I gotta submit my report properly. I can ask you, hey, any guy can help me or not? I got this report to complete, but this I cannot find. And then they are giving, hey, you find here, hey, you find here, hey, no, here, whatever, And then from there, you click, and you are choosing that data. No, you are not choosing that data at all. Still, you are finding whether the data recommended by the helpers still got enough star rated or not, enough number of recommendations by internet users or not. And then from there, you are choosing the things. And then you are customizing and tailoring as your own report. And then There is a Korean handsome boys. And so even Korean handsome boys, they are not globalized yet. They are not globalized yet at language, I mean. But still, they know how to find all this data, but all in Korean. In a very streamlined data, very reliable data, they know how to combine all. Because earlier, Mr. Lee, 500 to 600 years ago, he also mentioned technology, knowledge database is not to own as our own know-how. He announced to share the knowledge, to share technology, to improve ourselves. That was his aim actually. Likewise, Korean online knowledge database is totally publicly open. And so who is building up all this knowledge? Not minority, everyone. That's why it's hugely being expanded. And then there's a rate also given. It's amazing, I tell you. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to later on to utilize this online knowledge database for your future. That's my first aim for you to do. And second aim is I wanted to get employed in Korean conglomerate with a very good welfare system. and or to study in Korea with free scholarship, or to do business partnership with Korean handsome boys and pretty girls. This is my aim for you to do. But only last year, Korean government announced it is compulsory for you guys, foreign talents, to attain Korean language proficiency test. And so we have a topic class, preparation class also. But without topic preparation class, you can only do this basic course. Still, you can manage. And so I want you to keep learning. But while you are learning, while you are learning, you may encounter time limitation. Sometimes budget problem. Huh? Whatever comes, you don't know what. Then here, don't stop learning Korean language, but keep watching Korean drama. Keep listening K-pop. Very, very good. Otherwise, you need to start from the scratch again. Yes, it really happened. And I want you to, some guys, quite number of guys, have to keep watching Korean drama, keep listening K-pops, their learning skill enhanced. They came. I thought they are same or lower level, higher level, and came. A teacher, I want to have some placement test. Oh, higher school come up. What is this, man? So, you should maintain your level by doing all these activities. And once you can afford, and then you keep doing, you keep learning here. Until when? Until at least you attain Korean language proficiency test result. Whether it is very high score, whether it comes middle, even whether it comes lower score, I want you to attain it. Why? What for? Still, you are better position. Even you are having a low score, you still got a chance. No score, out. No chance already. And so I want to have this. And but from there, I don't know which channel I should step in, which procedure I should step in. I don't know. Then you come to our center. Hey, I don't know what to do. And then we're gonna give you free consulting, as we have done. And then after then you got a chance already. And then what should you do? That one, none of our business. You do yourself. Because you already can mingle around with the Korean handsome and pretty girls. And then why should I bother you? La 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 every day, la 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 la. And so that one is out of our control. Yeah? And so what I wanted to do is I really wanted to succeed in mastering Korean language. And if you face which problem, and they get back us. Huh? And every next Saturday, 5 o'clock in the evening, we have 5 to 6 1 hour K-pop free K-pop learning class. And so if you have time, and I want you to join us. And next year we're gonna have Korean Night Festival. All the way we had Suntec, and then Cine Pleasure, and we're gonna do here Escape, and then we're gonna do, I think, in a Suntec again. Suntec is still better, catering more spacious, and so we're gonna have entertain you. And so please keep doing and keep interest in our center to learn Korean language more. And whichever question, and then get back to us. Thank you for listening. Juing, Suting, Anisa, Shi, Jenny, Caroline, Eunice, Jingwon, and handsome boy Marcus. Thank you for listening. 감사합니다. Thank you.
네.